While Boris's grandfather never mentioned his family history, his wife Irene, who Boris called Granny Butter, was extremely proud and vocal about hers. She told stories of an aristocratic French heritage, a sharp contrast to her farming life.
Granny Butter. There she is with sheep. This is on Exmoor, where I spent quite a long time as a child. You've got to understand the contrast between Granny Butter's, imagined ancestry, imagined or not, I don't know, and the life she lived on Exmoor. It was, a life of extreme struggle against the elements. Very, very cold and damp, everything covered with lichen. But she came from, or so she always used to tell us, a long line of de Pfeffels, who were some ancient line of French nobility, which a claim we always, I have to say, as children found slightly implausible.
But as a boy, Boris was aware of one tantalizing clue that suggested Granny Butter really may have had a glamorous past.
There was a mythical, there used to be a great sort of wooden crate or canteen or something which contained the de Pfeffel silver. We never opened it, this chest, but it was on Aladdin's cave. It was a Tutankhamun's tomb of riches. And the gag was that anybody who bore the name de Pfeffel in the family would inherit this family silver. And I was due to inherit it as being Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, because I'd been cunningly christened by my parents. But then, tragically, when I was about 10, I think everybody decided it was, they were too hard up, so they flogged it. I have to say that one of the great mysteries of my childhood, and one of the mysteries of my life, many mysteries, but one of the mysteries has been just how posh was Granny Butter, and was she really a French toff, like what she told us?
Boris's Aunt Birdie has come to tell him more about Granny Butter's background.
Bird! I'm sorry to keep you there. Well turned up. Well done. Come in.
That's Granny Butter with her father.
Oh, wow.
So,
and who is her father?
That was Stanley Williams.
Stanley Williams?
Yes.
Right.
Whom your father is named after.
Yeah.
That's her with her mother. And her mother was French.
Right.
Marie-Louise de Pfeffel.
De Pfeffel?
Well, that was her maiden name.
Her maiden name was
Yeah.
de Pfeffel.
Yeah.
So that's where Granny Butter gets the whole de Pfeffel shtick.
Yes, that she was so keen on.
Are these guys, these old guys, related to Marie-Louise de Pfeffel?
You're the one who's on this journey.
Well, we've got to find out.
Birdie has a document that reveals more about Baron Charles de Pfeffel, the man in the photo.
Hey, what is this?
His death notice.
Beautiful, most amazing document. Priez pour lui, pray for him. The Baron and the Baron de Pfeffel, the Count and the Countess de Taufkirchen, the Count and the Countess of Pochi have the honor of informing you of their sad loss in the person of le Baron Charles de Pfeffel. Paris, Stuttgart, Strasbourg, Rome, St. Petersburg. I mean, London, Paris, New York, Tokyo. So he's kind of serious Eurotoff. Died in Munich, 20th of January 1890, Chambellan du Roi de Bavaria. So this is the former Chamberlain of the King of Bavaria.
Must be.
So wow, so Bird, I mean, this is incredible stuff. These guys were not French. These guys were German.
Mm-hmm.
I think I better go to Germany to track them down. I'm going to claim the Abbaye barony. I'm going to reclaim my title.
So the couple in the photographs are Granny Butter's great-grandfather, Baron Charles de Pfeffel, and his wife Caroline. But how aristocratic were the de Pfeffel family? Boris is on his way to Germany on the trail of Baron Charles de Pfeffel.
I would justify this otherwise gross exercise in narcissism as follows, that it is interesting to look at how British I can feel, and yet, actually, what a completely mongrel composition I really am.
Boris has come to the State Library in Munich. He has an appointment with Sabine Schleichert, a genealogist who's been doing some digging for him. The Bavarians have a section in the archive which stores all the information about noble families.
It says the Pfeffel family was nobilitated in 1828. This nobility is hereditary, so the children also were noble. But it is not a very old, medieval or something nobility. They were just nobilitated in 1828.
And that's when the Freiherr thing comes in?
Yes.
That's when he becomes
Before
a baron.
that, They did not have the title Baron of Freiherr. So this is the answer from the nobility register.
Is it the moment of truth?
Try to read these lines here.
It's in German there. What
Yes.
is it? Yeah, okay. Does it say, Euer,
Your Excellency.
Your Excellency.
Beehre ich mich. I am honored to inform Your Excellency about Adelheid Pauline von Rottenburg.
Adelheid?
Yes.
That's a
So
lovely
she
name,
was
yes.
she was actually her official name, so to speak,
Yes,
was
beautiful
Adelheid Pauline, but she went by Caroline. And now the interesting part comes.
God, I can't read a word of that. What does that say?
She is Tochter der Schauspielerin Friederike Port.
She's the
No.
daughter of the what's that? Schauspieler.
Schauspielerin. Do you know that name? Word?
Schauspielerin, the something player.
Yes. Actress.
The actress. Okay.
Yes. And there's no mentioning of her father.
Okay.
So now
So von Rothenburg. The idea that she's some.
where did she get that name from? That's a question.
Those are jolly good questions.
Taufkirchen writes back to the nobility register. Nach dem Grundsatz quieta non movere, he switches into
Quieta
Latin.
non movere, don't
Yes.
let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah.
Nach außen nichts aufzurühren, nicht aufzurühren.
Let sleeping
So,
dogs lie.
even
I mean,
if
we're
I'm-
about to find a dark secret here, are we?
I
What does
think
he suspect?
He suspects something.
Something really bad. Something deeply embarrassing?
And this is basically the end of the file. The nobility register tries to get the marriage entry from Augsburg and all that. But
The marriage entry from Augsburg
Yes. between Karl
Karl
and
and
Caroline.
Caroline. So wait, that could be interesting. The marriage entry from Augsburg.
I think it might be interesting to take a look at that entry. Yes.
I'm obviously on the verge of some real story here, but I don't know quite what it is. What's clear is that von Taufkirchen, posh German son-in-law of Caroline, writes to the German, Register of Nobility saying, tell me about these von Rothenburgs. I mean, that sounds jolly good, a sort of Cavendish, Bentinck, Cholmondeley, Smythe. That sounds pretty posh to me. Von Rothenburg, just how posh are the von Rothenburgs, he says. And they write back saying, we're awfully sorry, old boy. She's the daughter of an actress, and we don't know who the father is. There's obviously yet more to be discovered in Augsburg, and maybe we'll find out more about the antecedents of the mysterious Caroline von Rothenburg, question mark, question mark.